Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Damsel in Distress Tarot. This is our shadow work for the week. Normally it's posted on Sundays, but I had a birthday for one of my kids, so it was a little delayed. We're going to start in this top row. So we start with the Knight of Wands. We're going across each row this direction. So the Knight of Wands, this is a fire sign, possible fire sign. This is somebody who's very passionate and gets caught up in whatever that they are doing. So it could be somebody who jumps in head first and thinks about the consequences of their actions later. They're very determined. They're a visionary. They're somebody that can help you also further your visions with some sort of imaginative idea. We also have the Queen of Wands, so more fire sign energy. This queen leads the way, so she's very noble, she's very determined, opens doors that you wouldn't think that are available to you. And if she is a spiritual guide, she might also represent a much-loved advisor who can guide you through the steps along the way. If it's a partner, it is somebody who will consistently be supportive in all the things that you do. So a lot of determination and passion to go forward in life, and that's coupled with the Lovers. So that's Gemini energy. Okay, so the Lovers is soulmate type love. It's twin flames. It's love that would stand the test of time. But in the light card in this deck, it also signals that you might be hesitant to make a commitment to somebody. It's followed by the Two of Wands. So that tells you that there's definitely a choice that you're weighing. You need to decide what is the right path for you, whether it's to be in a commitment with somebody or to go things alone. It looks like you have people that are around that want to support you, but it's also something that you always have free will in, so you have the choice to make. Do you want to be in a committed relationship or do you want to be single? We move to our second row with the Knight of Serpents. This is somebody who, it could be an earth sign, but somebody who is reliable, somebody that will help protect your interests, may also help you further your plans by persuading others to follow your leadership. It's somebody who's very methodical and patient, sometimes can be an older person, but it's somebody that you trust and will help bring fresh insight and new perspectives to any ventures. Our Four of Cups is telling us that you need to let go of any sort of bitterness that you might have towards people and go with the flow. Instead of looking at the negative, you need to look for new directions or for unexpected gifts in order to transform your path. Be sensitive to others' needs as well. You could also be feeling extra tired right now because of all of the crazy alignments that are going on, as well as it is a need for resting. So enjoy some quiet time if you're able to. Otherwise, if you're feeling unsettled, you still might need to find a place of your own that you can be restful and productive. All right, Ten of Wands is a really heavy burden that you can't carry with you any longer. So this is a caution card telling you that there is something that you need to release because it's become too burdensome. It's also a card that says that if you can weather the storm, you will also reap the harvest and gain great rewards. So it's telling you that if it's something you just can't let go of, you're going to have to weather the storm to get through it. If it's something that you're able to release, there's something better after you let go of it. All right, we have the Eight of Serpents over here. So this is a card that tells you that if you've had a tendency to be heavy-handed or charging headfirst without thinking before you leap, then you need to temper that. You need to maybe slow your ego down, and you need to look at what the ramifications would be of your choices beforehand. So you also need to respect actions and others with this card. It's something that you need to kind of slow down and look at things a little bit differently. It's also a card that would signal that if you've been lackluster when it comes to your work or your work life, your priorities, that you also need to get those in check, and you need to make sure that you prioritize correctly so that you avoid catastrophes. And we are now here on our third and final row with the Nine of Swords. These swords are pointed against you, so you could be facing a difficult choice, or you might also be going through some sort of sacrifice or loss. It's also a card signaling that people could be gossiping or talking about you behind your back, and so you might need to have strength or mount a defense against these people who are slandering your name. We have the Seven of Wands. The shadow card is talking about things swinging back and forth. So opportunities coming, opportunities going. You need to take stock in everything that you have. Your strength is at the center, and you will be supported by others, but you need to cover all your bases and be prepared for anything. This is something to where you might not foresee what's coming, so cover your bases as best you can, whether that's gathering your resources, whether that's asking others for help or support in something, but be prepared for anything. We're entering Mercury in retrograde, so that creates a lot of issues. It could be with technology, it can be with car issues, all sorts of things, communication errors. So be ready for anything at this point. All right, we have the Eight of Cups. So this is usually something that you need to walk away from. It could be a relationship. Cups are typically relationship or love related, but this is any situation that's got you feeling like you're overwhelmed, or feeling that maybe, especially if it's a work situation, maybe you feel like you're not adequate or not good enough for whatever this is. You need to let go of those feelings. If it's a situation that's not working, you may need to reevaluate and make adjustments, or leave the situation if at all possible. And just as we were talking about Mercury in retrograde, the Four of Wands shadow card has everything to do with like the internet. So messages, emails, knowledge being shared. It's also something that you can have issues with the equipment. So computers, smartphones, tablets. We might be becoming a little too dependent on some of these things. And so we need to make sure that we aren't overwhelmingly dependent on these things in order to get our day-to-day life accomplished, because there may be glitches, there may be issues with those, especially during Mercury in retrograde, which we are in the shadow phase, I believe. And I can't remember the exact date that it starts, but it is coming. So expect some oddball things to happen. You could be having issues with any sort of electronic device, car issues, things like that. Communication definitely tends to be one. So you need to lean on support of others. There's lots of changes and choices that are coming up, burdens to let go of. People could be talking behind your back. Be prepared for anything. Gather your resources. Don't be discouraged. You can find a way out. Make good choices and go forward. I hope it helps, guys. Have a great week.